Good morning. Y'all come on in here. You know what it is. You know what time it is. It's a terrific Tuesday. It's a thriving Tuesday. It's another edition of the Faith Room. Come in here. Get on in this room, y'all. Come on. Let's do this thing today. It's another day that the Lord has made. And guess what? We're going to rejoice and be glad about it. Listen, you know how we do it. We come in and we speak to one another because that's just the courteous thing to do. When you walk in the room, the onus is on you to speak. So come in and speak and then declare your day. You say what kind of day you're gonna have. Okay. What's the day gonna be like today? And then after you do all that, then I want you to start the evangelism piece. Start tagging and sharing. Tag and share. Good morning. I see y'all coming in. Joanne Murphy, Doris Anthony, Wendy Ortiz, Striving Daily. Good morning. Angetoria, Latanya Hill. Let's see. Okay, y'all come on in. I just wanted to make sure I didn't skip anybody. Nancy Jackson, Sharon. Ooh, child, y'all gonna make me put these glasses on. I'm gonna just say Sharon. How about that? Maisha Cherry, Yvonne Pooler, Dorothy Lover Lewis. Good morning, ma'am. Bobby Godfrey, Valerie Bridges, Pamela Stewart, and Robertson. Listen, y'all come on in. I see you speaking. Now, after that, again, go ahead and put it in the atmosphere what kind of day you're going to have. All right, what's up, dude? Carla Sims, Roxy Turner, Miss Ruby, hey. Phyllis McDonald, good morning. She says a touch not my anointed Tuesday. What you said? Huh. Okay. Deetra Thomas, good morning. Tori Collins. Y'all, thank you so much for jumping on the Faith Room. And some of y'all in here every day. So listen, because you're in here every day, that means clearly you like something because you keep coming back. So don't keep all this goodness to yourself. Go ahead and share this live link on your page and or tag some people in the chat so that they can come in. Now, if they don't catch it live because you tagged them, they can come back and catch the replay. What's up, Chuck? Let's see. Latasha, what's up? Hey, Helen Peaster. Shalay, what's up? Kim Fife, good morning. Good morning. Laberta, did I speak to you already? Can't remember. Good morning. Charles Gooden, good morning. It's a terrific Tuesday. Yes, Miss Dorothy says it's gonna be a blessed Tuesday already. Already. It's already looking better. Okay. All right. So you declare what kind of day you're gonna have. Now, in the event that this is your first time in the room, here's what we ask you to do. If it's your first time, type the number 1 in the chat, and then next to that, tell us where you're watching from. Where are you in the world? Because we want to know how far our reach is, and then we want to welcome you and let you know the fact that you're in here. That means you're part of the family. What they say, gang, you in here now, baby. All right. So listen, we're on a couple of platforms. We're on Facebook. So if you're new, we like for you to like our page so that you'll get notifications. And then if you're over on YouTube, go ahead, like and subscribe to our page. It's if you want to switch it up sometimes, when you go to YouTube, look for the Faith Room with Nate Stewart. That's where we are. Hit the subscribe button so that you can always get notifications when new content comes out. Just in the event that you're not able to get on Facebook or whatever. If you have some family and friends that are not on Facebook, here's what you can do. You can go over to YouTube, share that link, and text it to them. That's right. You can still get it in, baby. You can still get it in. Okay, so let's do that. Have I haven't missed any newcomers, have I? I haven't seen a 1 yet. Have y'all seen a 1? Miss Gwen Rose said, I declare a transparent and wonderful Tuesday. All right. Valerie Bridges, who are we saying happy birthday to? I keep missing the birthdays. Who's having a birthday today? Good morning, Faith Room. Happy 49th birthday to me. So Shara Ivy is 49. Y'all give it up. Let's wish her a happy birthday. Oh, we got a first timer all the way in New Hampshire. Is it Shell or Chalet? Correct me. I don't want to be out here wrong. Tell me how to say your name. But y'all make her feel welcome. All the way from New Hampshire. Thank you so much for watching today. Sharonda, I have to have a trusting Tuesday because I'm going through it. Trust him. Shell, like, come on, girl. Listen. Listen, I told y'all the other day, everybody got a Nisi in their family. Everybody got a Shell in the family. Like my cousin Shell, she spelled hers with 2 L's. Come on. Shell. Yeah. What's up, sis? Thank you so much for joining. Y'all make Shell feel welcome. Good morning, Ramona. Good morning, Katina. Good morning, Minister Dennis. Malika Hollins. What's up, sis? Sharice Perry. Good morning. Patricia Brown. She's welcoming. Everybody is making you feel welcome. Shell, you're part of the family. Okay. All right. Alexis Brown. Alexis, put your 1 up. Did I miss it? Do it again, sis. Tell us where you're watching from. Sheila Gray says it's a Turn It Around Tuesday. All right. Alexis, do it again because we want to welcome you and I want to know where you're watching from. Did I miss it? Listen, y'all, it's going to be a great day. I don't know what God has in store for us, but in spite of everything that's happening, in spite of all that's going on around us, I still declare it's a terrific Tuesday. I am still declaring that it's a thriving Tuesday. Somebody said it's a turn it around Tuesday. We gotta keep declaring that, regardless of what's happening around us, right? Because what I have discovered is God's worth and who he is not contingent upon what's happening in our space, right? So he's still God. Whether I'm sick in my body or not, whether I'm going through it or not, it has nothing to do with the worthiness of God. So I still am responsible for giving him what he deserves. Kim Five says we have the power to tell our mountains to move. The storm is passing over. Listen, I've never been through a storm that did not pass. No storm just lingers. It eventually has to pass over. And so that's the good news. I never saw Alexis, she didn't respond. But she's a first timer, so I don't know where she's watching from. But Alexis Brown, I think that's what the name was. Thank you so much for joining us today. Good morning, Valerie Bridges. Ron Bell, grand rising to you, sir. All right. Joanne, happy birthday to you. It's Joanne's birthday too. So yeah, I noticed yesterday we got a lot of October babies, October birthdays in here. That's right, Katina. Every storm has an expiration date. And so if we can just stand, what's that old saying? Like it used to be a bumper sticker. God will pull you through if you can stand the pull. So let's just be strength for one another. Let's pray for one another. Let's make it a point to be kind, because you don't ever know what people are dealing with on any given day at any given moment. So let's try to be kind to one another. I had a instance yesterday. I went to a restaurant to pick up some lunch, and like the lady she didn't acknowledge my presence. She just handed me my stuff out the window. Didn't even look at me. Now, I was like, now look here. I'm the one that will call corporate office and get free food. But the Holy Spirit said, don't do that. You don't know what kind of day this girl is having. Leave her alone. And so I'm getting better because I don't know what kind of day. I don't know what she had encountered before I drove up to that window. But Y'all do need to do better on customer service, but I didn't push it. But yeah, so we don't ever know what kind of day people are having, what kind of news they just got before they got to us. So let's be kind and let's pray for one another. Okay? Um Somebody else's birthday? Okay. Mr. Will says it's a tantalizing Tuesday. All right. Now, Pastor Nate is backstage. So I don't know, Nate, do you want me to go ahead with the question of the day? Um, or should I wait until you come in the room? Um, Thank you, Stephanie. She said that's good. I let it go. I'm growing. Listen, I'm not in here. I will never act like I have already arrived. Just like you got things to grow through, I have things to grow through. And here's the thing, I would have been justified to do it. I would have been like, I don't, and when I normally do it, I tell the person that I talk to, I don't need nobody losing their job, but this is a teachable moment for customer service. But I didn't even do that. Just let it go. You got your little food. Now go on back to work. Okay? And that's what I did. Okay? A teachable Tuesday. Good, good, good. Okay. Not I don't know. So I guess I'll just keep talking because Pastor Nate ain't told me nothing. Okay. So listen, y'all. How many of you were encouraged yesterday? Let me know what your greatest takeaway was, or what one of your takeaways were from yesterday's lesson, from Motivational Monday. I think we all could. We were all standing in the need of a little push yesterday. So let us know. Let me know what your greatest takeaway was from yesterday. Okay. I applaud the obedience. Okay, yes, thank you. Listen, again, I'm growing. Grow through it. I was encouraged yesterday, Cadrick. I was encouraged yesterday. Yeah, so thank y'all so much. That's good to know. All right, looks like the host is wanting me to go to the question of the day. So, if y'all ready, let's do it. Faith room, what's my man? Y'all ready? Here is the question of the day. Who was your first childhood celebrity crush? Who was your first childhood celebrity crush? Can you remember? Somehow gotta go a long way back. If you can remember your first childhood celebrity crush. Let me tell you about me. How many of y'all remember what's happening? Baby, let me tell y'all what I'm crushing on. Wayne. Hey, hey, hey. He was fine to me. I was, listen, I was a child. He ain't no bad looking dude. That was my guy as a child. Now, let me see what y'all are saying. Diddy, John Travolta, Michael Jackson, Billy D. Williams, Will Smith, Pam Grier. Of course, I knew the dudes who would say Janet Jackson. Y'all all had that poster. I know you did. Ronnie from New Edition, Malik Yoba. Oh, baby, come on. The Lord is a fine from New York Undercover. Michael Jackson, Gerald Levert, Ricky Bell. You want to you know who is it? Ronnie Defoe. Ricky Bell. You just said Ronnie Bell. Who is that? LL Cool J. Left Eye. TLC. Todd Bridges. Yeah, I have to. Eddie Murphy. Al Shore. Wow. Come on. Foster Silver from the Silvers. Hey, Nate.
What up?
Let's see.
I'm in here.
Brad Pitt. My mic sounds funny.
Yeah, I think you better now.
Lord have mercy.
Yeah, every time I do the volume, it does something to something. But I think you're good now.
Morris Chestnut. Lorenz Tate. The guy who played the Hawk. Pam Grier. Ronnie DeVoe.
Ronnie DeVoe.
Now he wasn't my first childhood crush, but he was mine. I was gonna marry him.
Ronnie DeVoe.
Baby.
You mentioned him before up in here.
Every time. That's the dude I wanted from New Edition. Y'all can have Ralph. Y'all can have Michael. Y'all can have Ricky. Have them. But that Ronnie, that was mine.
Helen got about 18 names.
Gerald Levert, Will Smith, Bobby Brown, the Williams brothers, like the whole group.
My Lord. The whole group.
The entire group. They are handsome men. They are, especially when they were younger. Clifton Davis from, Amen. But do you remember Clifton Davis from That's My Mama, the young one?
Yes.
Okay. Michael Jackson was Charles Gooden's wife's first crush. Ronnie DeVoe and Todd Bridges. Lola Falana. Nate, you got one? Who was your first? Jane Kennedy. Wow, Minister Dickney. She was beautiful. She was really beautiful. Gladys Knight.
You know, mine was Lisa Turtle, Saved by the Bell.
What's her name?
Voorhees.
Yeah, her. MC Hammer.
Yeah.
Starsky from Starsky and Hutch.
Lionel Richie.
Why you ashamed, girl? Denzel. Yeah. Christopher
Don't wake me. I'm dreaming. Girl, don't wake me.
Superfly.
Girl, don't wake me.
Sing, Nate.
Yes, I'm dreaming. This is my part. About you.
That one part?
That one part. Let's make this dream come true.
BB Winans. He is really handsome.
Yes,
that black beard. I love salt and pepper hair and
the chunky one from The Boys.
Okay. The Boys. I don't know the Boys.
Yes.
I know the Boys. Special Ed. Who else?
Let me see what some of the guys saying.
They've been saying Janet Jackson, Lola Falana, Jane Kennedy. Can't remember who else. Richard Gere, Pretty Woman, and Albie Shore. Okay. The guy that plays in Jason Leary.
Oh, who's that guy?
Payne.
Yeah, he was in New Jack City too. He was G Money.
Derwin said Lisa Ray. Big Daddy Kane. Thelma from Good Times. I think a lot of them be crushing.
You know what?
Yep. Blair Underwood. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Pam Grier. Nancy Wilson. Elle DeBarge. Billy Gibbons, Smokey Robinson. Kevin Costner. Alan Payne.
Alan Payne.
Alan Payne. Lorenz. I don't know. Big Daddy Kane.
Big Daddy Kane.
What was
he went way back
Big
on
Daddy
that
Kane's dude? What was his song? Who's Did I Go to Church? Was that Cool Mo D? was Big Daddy Kane, Lord? Now, who was Big?
I remember Big Daddy Kane. He had a hit.
I want to see his face. Let me look him up. Big
Oh
Daddy
Lord!
Kane.
Now you finna talk about somebody's choice.
No, I'm not. I gotta remember because I'm getting him mixed up with. I don't know why Cool Mo D coming to my head.
All right, Alan Payne. Yeah, Alan Payne. That's the guy from Jason Lyric, Leon.
Yeah, Big Daddy Kane. Why? So I was getting him in my face, in my head, In my head, I was seeing Big Daddy Kane. I mean, Cool Mo D's face. Okay. But I know Big Daddy Kane. He's handsome. I'm gonna tell y'all. So this was my first, but I had a crush on Omar Epps, and I had a crush on Wesley Snipes.
Wesley Snipes. Wesley Snipes.
Back in the day.
What was it about him? Just that skin color?
Black and beautiful eyes. Yes. He was fine to me.
Say it again. He was what?
He was fine.
Fine.
To me. You know?
Who else I used to like?
Saying.
You know who else I used to like? Laura Winslow.
She's beautiful. You like the one with the short haircut or when she had the long hair?
I like the short.
Yeah.
Laura Winslow. I'm telling my age.
Now, when Steve Urkel turned into Stefan, he had a little swag. I'm ashamed to say.
Well, you know, yeah, that whole show just made folks make, looks over how you treat it. Because Urkel treated her like gold, but Stefan was this swag dude. And
yeah, that's
Urkel may be your husband.
Okay, and we're moving. Richard Roundtree.
That's what we don't like to talk about. Halle Berry.
Theo was fine. Halle Berry.
Halle Berry would look good.
Wilkins, the basketball player. Fran from The Nanny. Okay. All right. Big Daddy
Kane, LL Cool
J. You had I'm from the era we had the posters all over our wall. So my room looked like a New Edition shrine.
New Edition.
Yeah, I had every poster. Every wall was covered with posters with New Edition or those Mylar balloons. Do y'all remember that? The balloons, so after you let the air out of them, put them on your wall. Maybe that
was said Pam on Martin.
Pam, okay. Flex Alexander from
there's one Tupac.
David Ruffin. John Travolta.
Didn't nobody come to hear you, Otis.
Ain't nobody come to hear you, Otis. Charlie Wilson. Johnny Gill. Diddy.
Let me tell you something. Let me tell you the best concert that I've ever been to was a Charlie Wilson concert.
Cause Charlie gonna do his thing in church and he gonna shout to people.
Charlie Wilson off the glass. For real.
Off the glass, okay.
Off the glass, yeah.
Kalisha said I had every Tupac poster.
Wow.
Janae remembers the Mylar balloons. Maybe that was a girl thing. So you get the shiny balloons.
Yeah, yeah.
So after they deflated, we put them on our walls in our rooms.
That's right. I remember them days.
Oh, okay. Nas.
You didn't throw away those balloons back in the day. They cost more than the other balloons.
Yeah, what was the latex?
Yeah. They cost. Cherie, have you tagged this to your page? We at 200 right now. We're at 200 live. Let me keep tagging it. Hey, y'all, we're going to conclude the matter. Pastor Rich, the conclusion. Uprooting bitterness, the conclusion. Rich encouraged me with that, the conclusion, meaning that we're going to leave bitterness alone after the day for a minute. Anyway, it's the conclusion of the matter. So y'all listen, I pray that this series has been a blessing to you. We have done our due diligence in making sure we laid a good foundation for you. And we hope that you're putting these principles to practice. I want to thank Cherie for a great show yesterday, encouraging the room yesterday as she did in her own way. So thank you, Cherie, for encouraging everybody. I felt encouraged when I watched the replay. And I was still tagging some people in yesterday, but it was a much needed break for me. And so I want to thank everybody for coming in yesterday and being empowered. Yeah, it was a great show. Very, very encouraging in the time and the season that we're living in. Uprooting bitterness. Here's the conclusion. And Cherie, I want to do quickly just a recap, y'all. And I don't want to get into a whole lot of how can I say this, practical remedies. I just want to no chaser today, the Bible. All right. I want to give you just 3 no chaser Bible reasons that that we ought to uproot this out of our heart, bitterness out of our heart. So I want to do a quick recap, and I want Cherie to read this, and I want us to move toward healing, y'all, and wholeness in regard to these matters. So Cherie, you want to read that real quickly for me?
Sure. So it's natural to feel bitter or to develop a grudge when you're hurt by someone. It's natural. Okay. Now, as bitterness builds inside of you, it's naturally followed by swarms of emotions like anger, resentment, and the desire to get revenge.
Absolutely. Here's the takeaway there for me, Cherie. I want everybody to know it is natural.
Yeah.
Right. It is normal, right? For bitterness to creep in. It can develop naturally, y'all. If someone hurts you, even when you're disappointed in yourself, a natural response is to be mad with you. There's resentment towards your own self. We talked about that, toward God, and of course toward other people. But here's the thing: if we don't control it, Pastor Cherie, that anger can overtake us, then resentment, and then that desire. If you get me, baby, I'm gonna get you.
Yeah, trust.
And we talked about that before. Revenge it's very tempting, y'all, to get even with folk who hurt us, right? Who we feel are responsible for where we are in our lives, okay? And so that's very important. I want to say this to everybody. I want you to hear me closely, because we hit this, and this is just kind of recapping, summarizing things that was said. Toxic emotions don't change your situation or the person that hurt you. Okay? So as mad as you are,
come on,
as angry, upset, can't stand them, you not sleeping, you're thinking of ways to here's what we said. It does not change the situation or have any bearing on the person that hurt you.
It doesn't.
As you let them take over, I'm gonna let you kind of recap this. They do change you. Hurting you. Y'all remember we talked about this. It's just a recap. Far more than the other person. And here's the other thing, even spilling over to infect others who have nothing, absolutely nothing, Pastor Cherie, to do with the situation.
Absolutely.
It ain't bothering them.
Huh?
It's not affecting them. Our mood swing. And
that's crazy though. Ain't that crazy?
It's not. They're, as we said, they're moving on with their life. They're living their best life.
Yeah.
They're on vacation. They're out on the beach.
And you over there bad. Golly.
Yeah. Does more damage to us. As we have stated, it is like drinking poison and expecting the other person to transition. It's just what it is. So you need to understand, hear me good, y'all. You being mad, you being upset ain't affecting that person. Not one bit.
No.
Now I want you to swallow that. All right?
It's only hurting you. It's only messing up your mood. I think I said that yesterday. It's messing up your mood. Because all of that, like you said, ain't changing nothing. Whatever the issue is, it's still there, because you're not choosing to handle the issue. You're just choosing to be mad and bitter.
Right, absolutely. Now, here's what I want to say, y'all. Here's what I want to say. I believe, and this is just, now this could be the practical thing. If someone has wronged you, here's what I believe. I believe, number one, you need at least a trusted person who can give you wise counsel. Of course, you're going to pray to God, but someone who's going to redirect your thoughts. I told you, this ain't the friend you go to who ready to go make business happen.
Right.
Right? You got to have, and you categorize your circle.
Yeah.
You know the ones who you need to go to, who's going to get you back on track. Please understand, y'all, some of us are talking with people who are pouring gas on the fire. They don't, you feel me, Cherie? They're not trying to suppress the moment.
They jump over there with you in it.
They like it. They love it. Find people who's going to say, look, I know it hurt, girl. Hey, man, look, homie. I know you feel bad, but here's the right thing to do. All right? Because what we don't want to happen is that bitterness you have toward the person, it spills over, and now you got somebody involved who is upset because you hurt, and you're their friend, you're their sister, and etc. So find you somebody who's going to redirect you. Anybody thankful for people in your life who's going to redirect you? I know. Who's going to redirect you? And if you don't have that person, you need to ask God to send you people who are just kind of level-headed.
Yeah. I have friends who I go to. That's my voice of reason. I do have the ones that's about it.
That's what I'm saying.
We need the bus. I got them kind of friends. So I don't go to them when I know I need to hear the right answer. And so you know your circle.
Absolutely.
You know who can I run to? Y'all know.
Yeah, one hand clan. I mean, and it's just very important. And y'all, some of you are just being, listen, they're helping you nurse your bitterness.
And amplify it.
They
help you make it bigger.
Some people love to watch your drama unfold. They get their popcorn, and so they'll throw gas and just sit back and watch it burn.
Watch you ignite.
Absolutely.
Third-party people love a good show, and I have decided I'm not going to give it to you. If you want a show, go to the movies. It ain't going to happen over here.
Absolutely. All right, y'all. This is just what I'm saying. Here's what the Bible says, Cherie, and this is one of our key verses. You want to read this? And we hit this a little bit in the layout of this series. But you want to read Hebrews 12:15?
Sure. It says 12:15 says, "Watch out that no poisonous root of bitterness grows up to trouble you."
Right. What he says, Cherie, he calls it poison. Bitterness is poison.
Yeah.
Cherie, it will kill us. In fact, we ain't got to stay here long. Y'all, it causes stress.
Yeah.
And it causes anxiety. And let me tell you, stress is taking people up out of here.
Yeah.
What's the quote? Stress will kill you faster than a bullet will.
Wow.
Because it sits and that stuff builds. Heart attacks, y'all.
And looking at that root. The root is what's down at the heart. And it's a poisonous root. It ain't just a root. It's a poisonous root, and roots run deep. And that if you don't catch it at the root, that root will choke out your heart. It'll kill you.
Stress will kill.
Physically and spiritually.
Absolutely. Y'all, please understand, we ain't just talking today. Some of y'all are letting what happened. You're letting what you did. You're letting what you go. Listen, and I'm not saying it don't hurt. It's natural, but you got to figure out a way to get over this stuff because
Yeah.
Let me tell you something. Cherie, you said something yesterday, how you were feeling all of this stuff that was going on. You were feeling it in your body. You were feeling it in your body. That was so powerful when Pastor Cherie, y'all, you can just start feeling when anxiety is weighing you down. Heart palpitations.
All of it.
Headaches. All right. The devil don't want us to hear this morning because it's killing you physically. It's killing you emotionally. Your family can't enjoy you because you're in a mood. Your kids don't know what to say to you because you're in a mood. You're locked in the room. You're walking around the house miserable. Come on, y'all. The house is just tent. Everybody walking on eggshells.
Thick. Yeah.
It's poison. It poisons your home. It affects your kids.
Yeah.
And we got to deal with it, y'all. And I refuse to let what they did take me out of here. And you know what? They ain't even gonna come to your funeral. They just gonna read it in the paper.
Wow.
Come on, y'all.
And then life goes on.
Life goes on. After you end up in the hospital, they go, and how many of you, let me just ask this question. How many of you have suffered physically because of bitterness and resentment in your heart? Let me see your hand. How many of you, you can truly say, Pastor Nate, it's affecting my body and my emotions to a point where it led me. Sheree, you know how many people need medication now?
Because of bitterness and
take your medicine. Take your medicine. But I'm saying, y'all, look at what it's done. Read Rich's comment.
That bitterness is like an IV drip filled with poison going directly to your heart. IV drips just periodically send medicine to you without you even knowing. That's how bitterness works. It's slow, killing me softly.
Come on. Look at what Helen said, Cherie.
We tried so hard to help a coworker, and he actually got killed in a domestic dispute. The young child saving his mother took his life.
You see that? Look at all these hands going up. Caskets don't come with bunk beds. Woo! Death is one man, one. Come on, man. Look at all these hands. It has affected me, but not anymore. So you're healed.
So it has before, but she's moved on from that.
Most physical pain as a result of emotional pain. That is the manifestation of emotional pain.
And doctors will say that. A lot of things we suffer, the physical ailments, it is traced back to bitterness and unforgiveness.
That's good. Yeah. All right. Look at this one, Cherie.
Lost 30 pounds after my divorce before I knew it. The physical had taken on all the stress.
Yeah.
Because it'll have you not eating.
Yeah. No, and y'all listen, at 212 of y'all in here right now, listen to me, man. I would rather, if we end the show right now, I want you to know this, man. Listen, you deserve to live. I know it, but listen, your life goes beyond that moment, okay?
Yeah. Your
life goes beyond. Here, Pastor Nate, your life goes beyond that moment. There are a lot of people in here divorced. As Zuri said, even in the church, there are a lot of people in here who have been dealt difficult hands in life, and they're moving forward. There are people right now carrying so much right now, but you don't have to let it paralyze you.
No.
All right.
Don't internalize it. Like Pastor Nate said, find you somebody that you can talk to. Find you somebody that'll let you vent, that ain't trying to give you answers. That just let you talk and let you scream and let you cry and let you cuss. Whatever you need to do, you need somebody that'll let you get that out and then turn around and when you're done, try to help you get through it.
Absolutely.
You need that. Do not keep that stuff to yourself.
Yeah. And so here's what we got to do. Get rid of it.
Yeah.
Y'all, I have a problem with clutter. I watch the show Hoarders for a reason. Though I dislike clutter, I'm enamored with people who just can't get rid of stuff. And some people are bitterness, resentment, angry, unforgiving hoarders. And this is stuff you don't pack away. If you gonna live, you can't put it in the corner of the attic. Get rid of it.
Yeah.
Y'all, I'm not saying, no. We ain't putting it in storage. Because if it's in storage, all it takes is a key
over there,
and go get it.
Paying to keep clutter.
Come on here, Cherie. Y'all, we listen to Pastor Nate. Paul told the church, and he's talking to the church at Ephesus, a church that's potentially, he's writing about it, dealing with it. It doesn't discriminate if you're Christian or not. Get rid of it.
That's right.
Let me read some comments. I'm going to get back to that scripture. I'm learning to forgive within so I can move on and not block my blessings to get ahead of God. Pearlie said it truly did affect me before, but after my journey, I see life more different than I have in this time.
From different eyes, she said.
Different eyes.
Mm-hmm.
Cherie, I don't know how many times I'm just going to keep it. And that's why 5 years later, you still talking about it. You know why? Because you didn't get rid of it.
You just packed it away.
Packed it away. Yo, we gotta use our minds, and we're gonna go. Listen, no, we're not recycling it either.
No.
I have 3 trash cans in my back. I have 3 trash cans in my backyard, Cherie. A green one for yard debris, a blue one for recycle, and a gray one for the trash. And we ain't putting this stuff in the blue bin that's going to go to a recycling center. No, we throwing it away. We need it to go to the dump. No, I'm done with this.
I don't want to see it again.
Come on here, y'all. I'm tired of us living. And I was just thinking about this. As fast as people are leaving here, we're not gonna live the rest of our day. And here's the crazy part. We don't know when we're leaving.
No.
We're not gonna live the rest of our days. So y'all hear Pastor Nate? I'm talking with passion now. I'm not fussing, I'm talking with passion. Because I'm tired of us living our day bitter. And we don't know when. Enjoy that moment with your kids. They want to see a happy mama, a happy daddy, a happy nana, a happy pawpaw, a happy sister.
That's so good.
Get rid of it. You want to read Rich's comment, Cherie?
Hoarders always think they need to keep something. They will argue to keep it. Man, Pastor Nate, we are fighting to hold on to that issue. You fighting.
Come on, man.
To keep yourself bound. You're fighting to keep yourself restricted. And God, every day you've been on here, we've been talking about bitterness and getting rid of it. We're opening the way and giving you the leeway to go and trash it. But there are some people who are bent on holding on to it.
Yeah. It's real.
Yeah.
Patty say we don't know when. Pearlie say swift transitions. Listen, Michaela said we all have an end day. I don't play. I just might be on my way out. That's it. Miss Yvette said the moment my husband said I was bringing home my work stress, I had to check it.
That's good. That's good. Because some people, sometimes we don't know. And so that's good that somebody else was there to point that out. You bring it at home. Get that out. We don't want that in this environment.
Yeah. Let go and let God should not be cliche. You really have to work that thing. Vanessa, you're right. And it's a heaviness in the land. It's a lot going on. Pastor Cherie encouraged us. So my thing is, if we're family and y'all trust Cherie and I, and we trust y'all, we want to help each other not live and die this way.
Yeah.
So you shut down everybody that's trying to bring up stuff that you've thrown away. Shut it down. I don't want to hear that. I'm over that. I'm done with that. Not in my house. Yeah. We ain't talking about that no more.
And don't feel bad for saying that.
Don't feel bad for saying it. Absolutely. So we got to get rid of it. Get rid of what? Get rid of what? Get rid of what? Rage, bitterness, anger, harsh words. You know, there's this concept of, and I want y'all to type that in, spying. I want y'all to type, I'm going to type that in right now. I want y'all to type spying. All right. And I'm going to deal with this in let me just, spying. Right. Type that in, y'all. And I want to share something here, because here's another thing. As we get rid of it, let me say this, and please don't log off when I say it. Quit spying
on
the perpetrator.
Come on.
Cherie, we spy a lot.
That's crazy.
So we moving forward, but we every now and then we go and spy. Come on.
And that's taking steps backwards.
Taking you back.
All
Get
right.
off
Why
that
you worried
page.
about what's going back there? And God done move you up there.
Stop it. Get off that page.
Mm-mm.
Quit sending subliminal messages to try to see what's going on. Get rid of it.
That's a sign that you haven't let it go.
Come on. You spying, y'all. Why does it matter?
Yeah.
You know they're posting about you, so why go over there and look at the subliminal messages that there's? It just creates that what? It creates it. Quit spying.
Yeah. When you let it go, let it go. When you let it go, then you go. Go. Don't go back.
Who y'all spying on this morning?
Mm.
And you do know you ain't got to comment, but just FYI, if you go click their story, they can see your name.
Yeah.
So you're leaving a paper trail, baby. They know you over there watching them.
Unless you create a fake page, and that's
too much work. I ain't finna do that.
That's a way.
I'm not finna be. That's too much work.
Yeah.
Get rid of it and then go back to it, much like a hoarder. That's it, Verna. It's a hoarder. Stop spying.
So it's like you throwing it away, and then you climbing back over in the dumpster. How much sense do that make?
And do you know? I went to a funeral. And there's a sister in here, her mom, a sister here, beautiful woman, known in the city of San Diego. You know what she did? She was a dumpster diver. And she would go, and she would get in the dumpster and pull out nice things. And you know what, y'all? It's one thing to be a dumpster diver on earth. Some people do that as a hobby. But when you go back and re-dig and you're getting dirty all over again.
Yeah.
Get rid of it, y'all. Get rid of it. Cherie, all of it. Now let me go here. Harsh words, Cherie, that's talking, that's slander.
Mm-hmm.
I know I ain't over it because I'm still slandering.
Yeah.
As well as all type of evil behavior. So stop spying. So here's what I want to, Cherie, I want to just do this real quick. I'm not going to be deep, not going to be long. But here's the thing, God and I, Cherie and I have been talking about it. How do we close this thing out? Here's the first thing. I got to put this one up. Peeking and not speaking.
Have mercy, Lord. Peeking and not speaking.
Toya, that's a shirt there, girl.
Oh, God.
Yeah. Janet said when they're not spying, they have their cheerleaders to spy for them. Screenshot it. Y'all talking good in here today now.
Miss Janice.
Toya, I ain't called no name now, Toya. I ain't called no name.
She did.
She called you. I ain't put your mom out there.
Oh, God. That's right, Miss Janice said, they got their people. But here's my thing. Don't you go back spying. If they want to spy on you, just make sure they see you living great. Make sure they see you living free of all that clutter. I can't control what others do. Only one I can control is me. And I'm not going back. I'm not climbing back in the dumpster. Once I committed to the trash, go.
Yep. Wasted time. Let me say this, y'all. Here's the first step for me. I want you to recognize the importance Jesus put on forgiveness.
Mm.
Cherie, when he taught his disciples how to talk to God, he mentioned this, Cherie. Forgive us our sins.
Here it is.
Go on and take it, Pastor Cherie. Go on and do it. Go on and take it, Cherie.
Here's the clincher, though. As we have forgiven those who sin against us. So, You holding it in the balance, you holding it in your hands. You want forgiveness, and it will be granted as you forgive others who have transgressed against you, others who have done you wrong. You can't always be wanting the forgiveness, but don't want to give it. The Bible says that that's the prayer. Forgive me like I forgive them. So some of us are in a world of trouble. You walk around thinking you're forgiven. Check yourself.
Tariq, can we take a moment? Faith Room, can y'all type in Luke chapter 6? This is not in my notes. Luke 6. And I want to have Sharita read the context. Luke chapter 6. Let me see where I want to start at. This is very important, y'all. Look at Luke chapter 6. Let's start at verse 27, and I'm going to have Pastor Sharita read through verse 38. It's a lot of reading. Luke 6, 27 through 38.
All right.
Now here's a key word. The key word here is going to be context. Now, we always quote verse 38. Give, and it shall be given. Good measure, pressed down, shaking together.
And running over.
And running over. Sure. Now, listen, y'all. I love Luke 6:38, and it'll close a good sermon out. It'll shout the people. But you got to understand, what was he talking about?
Right.
So let's start at verse 27, Pastor Sharif, and y'all stay on with us now. This is just the conclusion now. Pastor Rich, help me with this. It's the conclusion now. Luke 6:27. Read it, Sharif.
But I say unto you, which hear, love your enemies, do good to them which hate you, bless them that curse you, and pray for them which despitefully use you. And unto him that smiteth thee on the one cheek, offer also the other, and him that talketh or taketh away thy cloak, forbid not to take thy coat also. Give to every man that asketh of thee, and of him that taketh away thy goods, ask them not again. And as ye would that men should do to you, do ye also to them likewise.
For now, let me stop there, Sharif.
Okay.
If they ask you to forgive them, give it to them. Mm-hmm. Listen, y'all, we cannot keep dangling people's failure and what they did in their face. That ain't cool.
Yeah.
They've asked you to forgive them.
That's right.
They've apologized. And who are we to put them on a waiting list? As you would have men to do unto you, do to them what you would want men to do to you. Keep reading, Sharif.
All right. For if you love them which love you,
come on,
what thank ye? Like, what's the big deal? It's easy to love people who love you. For sinners also love people who love them. And if you do good to them that do good to you, what thank have ye? For sinners also do even the same. And if you lend to them of whom you hope to receive, what thank ye? For sinners also lend to sinners to receive as much again. But love ye your enemies, and do good, and lend, hoping for nothing again. And your reward shall be great, and you shall be the children of the highest. For he is kind unto the unthankful and to the evil. Be ye therefore merciful, as your Father also is merciful. Judge not, and ye shall not be judged. Condemn not, and ye shall not be condemned. Forgive, and ye shall be forgiven. Here it is, verse 38. Give, and it shall be given unto you. Good measure, pressed down and shaken together, and running over shall men give unto your bosom. For with the same measure that ye meet withal, it shall be measured to you again.
You know what he's saying? When you give forgiveness, forgiveness will be given to you. Mm-hmm. How? Good measure. How? Pressed down. That ain't got nothing to do with money. Come on. It convicted me too, Faith Room. It doesn't have, this scripture has nothing to do with money, though the principle can apply.
Right. But the context.
The context.
Come on.
Is that if you want, listen, the same measure you give it, it's going to be given back to you. So if you ain't giving it, it ain't going to be given to you.
Yes.
So you know why I can be a mess and yet the hand of God still be on my life? Because I'm a forgiver.
Say that again.
I'm a forgiver. Why? All the stuff they done did and they still being blessed. Doors are still being opened because when you learn how to forgive and offer mercy, that's why y'all listen. I've had to shut 2 people down. And here's the problem. When you and let me just say this very clearly. Asia, I see your question. I'm gonna get it. Let me say this, y'all. I cannot stand.
Come on.
A person actions, not the person. I cannot stand a person's actions where they want to criticize, degrade, and put other people down, and they themselves are a mess. And they want to come and dump all the juice and the tea about everybody else, but yet they're not offering mercy. Mercy, y'all, is I'm going to withhold what you do deserve. And if you are a recipient of mercy, you ought to give mercy. And some people can have struggles in their life, but yet God is still breathing on their life. Why? Because it's being given back to them, good measure, pressed down, and God is being patient with those even with struggles in life. Yes. But if you don't give it,
guess what?
I cannot stand people who you struggling yourself.
That would be all of us. Everybody's struggling with something. We have not arrived.
Oh, that's a pet peeve. And I'm not licensing sin. I'm not condoning sin. And we got to live right. We got to try to live right. Please. But y'all, we all are fighting something.
Correct.
Cherie, what were you going to say to this point here? The good measure pressed down. The whole. I thought you were going to say something. And I'm seeing so many comments here. Maybe you were.
There was another question even after this one.
Okay. You want to read Asia's question? And I'm going to let you tag it.
I have a question, and you may have covered it. When someone asks for forgiveness, how do you explain that you have forgiven, but you still have to hold them accountable for their actions? Is there a way to explain it so they understand accountability does not mean that you have not forgiven them? Say it. I have forgiven you, but I still have to hold you accountable. You're forgiven, but you know, there's some boundaries and there's some, just say it, just like you just said it. I still have to hold you accountable for what you do or how you do whatever the offense was. I have to hold you accountable, but yeah, I've forgiven you.
That's it. I would say, and I've had to do this to people, you know what? Because forgiveness, listen, there are a lot of people in prison now who committed crimes, right? I love Court TV, and guess what? They've apologized to the mama, the daddy for taking their, I'm sorry to the family. I'm sorry. But guess what, y'all? The consequences. Yeah. Okay. So that means, listen, I forgive you, but right now I don't feel like it's going to be healthy for me to continue the relationship that we once had.
Yeah.
I don't feel comfortable for me with you being in my home anymore. I forgive you, but right now I need some time because what you did in my home affected me. I think that's fair, y'all.
It's very fair. You have to redefine relationships. I've forgiven you because that's for me. That's to free up my heart.
Yeah.
And the other question I saw, I think Pastor Richard handled it.
Yeah. Nicole Manker.
She wanted to know. Her question was like, she's like, I don't understand if somebody keeps doing me wrong or whatever. Are you saying I have to keep forgiving them? I think I may be leaving some specifics out, but that was the gist of it. So
Yeah,
he's saying you can forgive without condoning the behavior. Let's use our children that might do something over and over. We forgive them, but we still hold them accountable.
yeah.
So there, I say it often. You can choose. You get to choose your actions, but you don't get to choose the consequence. So we have to know that every action has a consequence or reaction. And so if I choose to not reconcile, I guess, I mean, I forgive you, but we can't go out, we can't hang out and do brunch. You know what I'm saying?
Redefine.
But like you said, yeah, you got to redefine relationships. So and yeah, that's your right.
Yeah, it's completely fair.
Yeah.
That just helped me so much, holding them accountable. But that's so good, y'all. That's why I love the faith room. That's Cherie. That's why I love the faith room, because it's clarity, man.
Yeah. You free yourself. Forgive them. Give that thing to God, and God, I'm releasing them to you so that I can move on.
And y'all see why Pastor Rich and y'all in the comments, see, y'all are helping us with these answers, these questions. That's why it's so important. Or Renee said, or what about those who make up stuff in their heads to be mad at? How do you handle a person who creates discord and confusion for absolutely no reason at all, and then hide their blood-stained hands? Anybody want to hit that? That's her question. I mean, some of us have mastered it, but that's her concern. Any thoughts, Pastor Cherie?
I'm trying to understand. How do you handle a person who creates confusion for no reason and then hides their hands? I mean, again, I think the choice to reconcile or be around or let them in your space, that's your choice. But no matter what the offense, my position is to forgive, whether they make up stuff or not. If you need to address it, depending on the relationship you have with that person, I would say you can let them know this, what you did, that affected me, or I was offended. And then you forgive them, and then you decide along with them, I guess, or you got boundaries in your life. If that ain't what you want in your space, or you can't trust them anymore, that's on you.
You call them out. You said XYZ, but then such and such happened, was said or did. Can you explain that? That's real. Z said you really can't. You can't control them. You just can control you and your proximity to them.
Yeah.
Cherie, have you ever had relationships that never recovered, never was the same? You had to redefine it. You had to set new parameters. Have you ever had to deal with that?
You know what? I have, but here's my thing. The one I'm thinking of, I redefined it for a season. And then eventually God brought us back to get together as, friends like we were.
So with time, it may be reestablished, but it may not.
It may
not. Once was. But
reconciliation takes two.
Absolutely.
It's up to us, or it's up to both parties whether there's a reconciliation. Because like I felt like I had been betrayed, so I forgave both parties. But for a season, it wasn't the same.
Yeah. Catherine said the question becomes, how are you getting the information? That's so many.
Was that to what part?
When people are bringing information, they're mad in their head, they're bringing stuff up. And again, we talked about that. Because bitterness is created by what we perceive. It's not always facts.
Not always true. Yeah.
That's why y'all need to have the conversation. I had to forgive my ex-husband for his wrong. And once I did, God gave me a breath of freshness and no longer has the power over me. It frees you, sis. You know what, y'all, this is good.
That's good, because once you give that thing to God and you get that off of your heart, it frees you. Again, and let me say this, they may not ever return to apologize.
This is so good.
And so don't be the one, I've been this person before, I need closure. No, you don't. You don't need anything from them. You know what to do. Pray, ask God, you give it to God, give him the forgive, and ask God to help you to move on. Don't be waiting around for them to come back, because they may not. Because in their eyes, they may not ever see that it was wrong.
I know that's hard, y'all.
That was the case in the situation I was talking about. She claimed she didn't see nothing wrong with what she did. So I was like, okay, all right. And so with time, God, I guess, I don't know how it happened. It ain't my business. I gave that to the Lord. I gave her to the Lord. And it came back around. Right now.
Again, let's make sure we aren't holding on to that which needs to be cast out. Cast your cares. Throw that thing out. Man, I love y'all, man.
Mm-hmm.
Michaela saying actions changes feelings. You might feel a whole different way about them after the fact. That's dangerous territory. I don't even like you anymore. You know, if there's true change in heart and actions, the relationship may be restored.
Right.
I tagged a few of my family members. I pray they go back and at least watch this segment, as it may mend their brokenness. Wow. Communication problem. And that's what Pastor Sharia is saying. She had a conversation.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Refined relationships will not be the same, but God will help you redefine what he sees, what that relationship should be. Trust God and be free. Love and move on. Speaking about close family in this statement, sometimes you have to just let people go and let God deal with them, because their behavior continues or escalates because you continue to forgive, and that spirit just grows. Let them go. I'm working on becoming a lamb and letting go of the bear. As a work in progress, people have to be aware that everyone's change
happens
on God's time and not man's. During the evolving season, people should show grace and have mercy during the transition. Instead, they do all they can to bring out the bear.
Mm-hmm.
Cast, not carry. Y'all talking, man.
Mm-hmm.
Cherie, this is so good. And this is just the first point. Cadrick says sometimes Jesus' sacrifice on behalf of the offender has to be enough. He died for them too.
That's right.
Good God Almighty. Woo!
You got to be okay. You watch this. You got to be okay if they never return to apologize. And a lot of times, Nate, those of us who are Christians and churchy, we say, I'm just going to turn them over to the Lord, because you say that in hopes that God's going to get them. But you got to be okay if God don't do nothing.
Good God Almighty.
You got to be all right with that.
Whoo, Jesus. Cherie, we still have
just like you want him to deal kindly with you when you mess up, somebody praying for that offender, that he deals graciously with them. So we got to get the focus on the main thing. My forgiveness ain't got nothing to do with whether they get God knock them out or if they come back to me. My forgiveness is so that my heart posture can be right with God and I can be free to move. Period. Point blank. It ain't got no addendums to it. That's it. That's all.
Cherie, we're an hour and 8 minutes in. 230 people still on this show right now, sis.
Because there's clarity happening in the room.
People trying to get free. That's all I'm saying.
And I love it. I love that they're trying to get free, because they could very well log off and be like, I don't want to hear that. I'm going to keep holding on. Asia said, I have to forgive my oldest son's biological father. I couldn't even move right in my relationships until I forgave him. And he eventually apologized. But that bitterness and resentment, if you don't let it go, it will affect folks who did nothing to you and they just want to love you. But you still holding on to some from somewhere else. That's good, Asia.
Can you read Elder Joe Chapman?
Protect your peace, but don't blame them for your actions. Control your response. Somebody type this. My response is my responsibility.
Come on, Cherie.
It ain't got nothing to do with them.
Hold on. My response. Hey, y'all, put this on your page. Cherie done gave us.
And so we gotta get all the other variables out. Because when we stand before the Lord, he ain't gonna ask you what Nate did to you. He's not gonna ask you what Elder Cherie said to you. He's gonna say, how did you respond? Because you know better.
Good God Almighty. My response is my responsibility.
Mm-hmm.
Any hashtag, Cherie, go with that? What go with that?
I don't know. Let it go.
Come on here. Oh, Cherie, listen, you making me happy this morning now. Cherie, I'm feeling this, Cherie. Hold on. Let it go.
It ain't worth it, Celia. It ain't worth it. Let it go. And you'll feel so much better. Some people have already told you in here, when they decided to forgive and let it go, it was like a weight was lifted. So don't let the enemy hold you in bondage, telling you that you're justified by the way you feel.
Come on.
Let it go. If it's bringing you down, if it's holding you captive and you can't move on, let it go, sis. Let it go, bruh. Turn it loose. Because what you feeling might be true. What they did, it might be true. But is it worth your peace? Is it worth your freedom to move around? It ain't.
Yeah. And Cherie, and we still on the first. Let me go on the thing because we got to go to a new. We ain't doing it. We done. This is the conclusion, and I want to. I gotta. We ain't gonna false advertise. So first of all, y'all, recognize the importance that Jesus put on it. Matthew 6:12. Here's another one. Reject the devil.
Yes. Come on.
Don't give Satan a chance to use your bitterness, and don't sin by letting anger control you. Ephesians chapter 4, read it, y'all. Don't give place to the devil. There's another translation. Don't give Satan a foothold.
Yeah.
Cherie, you talk a lot about rebuking the enemy. What would you say here as we conclude the matter? What would you, because Cherie, that's just no chaser. Forgive as Jesus has forgiven us, and don't give. That ain't got nothing else for the room, Cherie.
Don't let him use your bitterness. Because watch it, you ain't got to open the door wide for the devil to come in. A foothold. If you give him a crack and he get his foot in there, baby, he gonna bust through. So don't even give him a crack. Handle that bitterness when you feel it, when you notice it. Handle that at the root, because the Hebrews 12:15, I think it was, where it talks about it's a poisonous root. It's the root of, you got to get to the root of it, and don't let it choke you. Don't let it spread. Get it. Because any little bit, any chance that Satan sees that he can use it against you, guess what? He gonna do it. He's gonna do it. That's it. It's not worth your peace. Yeah. Don't hand your power over to the devil.
Hey, when Jesus beat the 3 opportunities the enemy presented to him in the wilderness, stone in the bread, cast yourself down, I'll give you these kingdoms.
Yeah.
The Bible says Jesus rebuked it with the word, get thee behind me. You know what he was doing? He was rejecting the devil.
Yes.
So when people say, get thee behind me, Satan, that's rejecting the enemy. And the Bible says, though, and Cherie, I'm gonna close, that when Satan left him, the angels came and ministered to him. But watch what the text says in one translation. I think it was Luke. He left him for a season.
Yeah.
Y'all, let me tell you something. Your level of emotional stability will be tested again to see how stable, because I've learned this, y'all. I guess the word I'm looking for, the word is resurface. Satan has a way of resurfacing. He catches us in weak moments and vulnerable moments. And so y'all listen, just because you won this week, remember this, you got to stay in God. You got to stay in the word, because Satan will resurface.
Yeah.
And he typically is strategic. He does it at our weakest.
Come on. Somebody said, I heard a preacher say, if he couldn't get you this way, he gonna go back and reload.
He ain't done.
He listen. And so what does it look like, Nate, to not give him how did you word it? Put it back up, please.
Okay.
Not giving him a chance to use your business. What does that look like? It looks like when somebody come to you trying to have a conversation.
Come on.
I don't want to talk about it. I'm over it. Go on now. You tell them I ain't trying to hear that. So
shut it down.
Again, shut it down. That's the enemy trying to get back in. When you think you've let it go, the enemy will, like Nate just said, he'll try to come back in and get you riled back up. Somebody will say something to try to get you to pop off or to start crying and get you bogged down again. You've got to take authority, and just like Jesus did, got to get that word in you so you can declare it is written. Now the word says this. I don't have to do that. The Bible says this. And if you don't know no scriptures right now, you just tell them, shut up. I don't want to hear it. I ain't talking about that.
I know you're telling the truth, Cherie. And I like this last comment, y'all. For all you who think you got it, you bought it. The devil ain't no dummy.
Please trust and believe. And he's strategic. He watches us.
Cherie. And the fact that we in here trying to give you hope, he's gonna do, he gonna leave you alone, but you know what he's doing? Strategizing another way.
Yes. Woo.
What other angle can I come from? Your level of stability, that's it, Minister Verna, will be tested. I told a friend yesterday that the testing is under death, that the testing goes with the territory of this Christian walk. Yeah. I had a seasoned saint ask me about a family, and before I could open my mouth and help open my mouth, he held up his hand and said, all I want to hear. Come on here, Rick.
Remember that. You remember he shared that with us his first.
Yes.
He about to go into something else that all I want to hear is a good report. Don't tell me all that other stuff. I'm not interested in all the bad stuff that's happening with them. All I want to hear is a good report.
Lay Reed went on and put it out there, so I guess I'll read it. Sometimes it's not the devil, it's our own self-discipline.
The lack of
it. Cherie, this is a good show. I could stay here all day. I got a meeting and you got work.
I have work.
Cadrick, come on, KJ, what you say? And sometimes, come on, you have to talk to the spirit that's trying it. Come on here, KJ, and remind him that God has freed me. And I freed them already. So this,
mute.
Come on here, KJ.
So listen, y'all. And the devil. Listen, don't think you sound acting crazy. If I gotta talk out loud to the devil, that's what I'm gonna do. We ain't going now, Satan. Now get that thought out of my head. Cast it down. Did the Bible say we can do that? Every thought that tries to come against the knowledge of God, everything that comes in your head that does not line up with the word, cast it down in Jesus' name. Yeah, we're not going there today.
Yeah, Cherie, it was a great show today. Tomorrow, it's a surprise. We got a new show, new content. Yeah.
Kamani said, I'm working on it. I'm working on this. Keep working, girl.
Everybody go to YouTube and subscribe to Faith Room with Nate Stewart. Y'all do that. Y'all do that. The Faith Room with Nate Stewart. All right. Go subscribe to YouTube. Facebook, if you keep, hopefully you like the video, you like the show. I love you guys. Cherie and I are grateful.
Yes.
Cherie, any final words? I'm so happy right now. I feel good. I feel motivated because
strengthened. Yes.
It's just when you get the word in you, man, it just helps.
Yeah.
Any final thoughts before we start this terrific Tuesday?
It's been a great day, and I hope that, because I'm going to go back and I'm going to use some of this. I can put these nuggets in my arsenal, these weapons, that because y'all have helped us too. You've helped us today, but always remember, God is going to ask you, how did you respond? No matter what, when you go back telling God they did this and Lord they did that, how did you respond?
Okay.
What did you do? How did you handle it? So just
Now,
remember.
in closing, I need everybody to come near the casket as we're at the cemetery. Pastor Cherie is to my right. I'm here at your left. Bitterness, you came into our lives and you did a good job in making me weary and weak. Bitterness, many days you had me laying in the bed for hours.
Yes.
Not wanting to talk and not wanting to get up. Bitterness, my children were devastated because of my actions toward them. Bitterness for these many years and months and days. I'll give you this. You tried to take me out. But because greater is he that's in me than he that's in the world, and because I can do all things through Christ who gives me the strength, and because of my village of my church home and my faith room family and those who I consider dear friends and mentors, you have been put to death. Now, ashes to ashes and dust to dust. Have a great day. God bless y'all.
Farewell
to bitterness.